I'd like to welcome everybody back to my channel. Listen, as a race, as a people, I'm talking to all races, but mainly races of black and brown. We gotta wake up. So there's a virus, coronavirus 19, that the death rate among 100% of the people that has died, the death rate is 70% black or brown, but mainly black. And you're telling me it's because of our diet? Black people don't take care of themselves. They have high blood pressure, diabetes, so that's why they die more than whites. Really? So along comes a disease after 300 million years that kills the two biggest drains on society, which is what? The elderly and the sick. So, speaking of my mother, probably in medical bills, well into the six figures. She's in her 70s. And that's one person. So you multiply that by 50 million elderly people. And I'm talking about in the United States. People 65 and older. About 50 million. Then you multiply that worldwide. Countries like China, where they only allow you to have one child because it's not enough food and not enough resources. And along comes a virus that kills the two biggest drains on society, the sick and the elderly. And as a bonus, kills a high rate, high concentration of black people. Really? Us as a race need to wake up. If y'all think this thing is coincidental, if COVID-19 is coincidental, you are sadly mistaken. You know, the Chinese are way better equipped to deal with things like SARS. Why? Because the swine flu, mad cow disease, COVID-15, COVID-10. Because it's a communist country, they say stay in the house, you're gonna stay in the house. You leave the house without your mask. So it's not even optional. There's no protest in China. They did once. You know what it's called? The Tiananmen Square. So that took care of the protests of all times. So China is better equipped to deal with the coronavirus, you know, COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID-21. COVID-19 is not going to be the worst disease to come across. You know, COVID-21, all jokes aside, might reanimate the dead. So we have to be prepared. The strong got to survive. Did y'all notice what happened at the first sign of people getting sick with the COVID-19? A run on toilet paper. A run on freaking toilet paper. A run on hand sanitizer. Who saw that coming? Who saw prepping for the apocalypse, Armageddon, a run on toilet paper? You go to Walmart right now, you're limited to one pack of toilet paper. Forget about getting masks, hand sanitizer. That stuff is over with. I'm going to start a separate channel just for my political rants, just from a black man's perspective, really for all people. But I can't tell you how rich white people live. I can't tell you how Bill Gates look at things, the Jeffrey Epstein look at things. I can tell you about how There's not a Jewish person on earth that would go to Hitler High School. But I went to Joseph Wheeler High School, a well-known white supremacist. When you go to court in Georgia, there is a rebel flag, a flag of hate flying. They're letting you know from the gate, you do not stand a freaking chance with the legal system. Last but not least, Governor Kemp. Governor Kemp is going to be the first person to open back up in Georgia. First state to open back up things in the country, I should say. What does he open up? Chinese massage parlors. Can you explain that to me? Who in God green earth would go to a Wu-Tang Chinese massage parlor right now? What's the other thing he opened up? Tattoo parlors. What in your body is the number one defense against viruses? White blood cells, platelets, red blood cells. No, it's your skin. Your skin is the number one thing that protects you from the virus. That's why they say wash your hands. You have viruses on your hands and don't touch your face and you'll be okay. It's your hands. So what does Kemp say to the majority black Atlanta, majority black Macon, Augusta? We're going to open back up. Go get your hair done. Go get your nails done. Go get a tattoo. Who in God green earth will go get a tattoo, break your skin? You gonna go get your hair done? I think you gotta get closer than 6 feet. When Donald Trump calls you a freaking idiot, that is pretty bad. Donald Trump was like, I wouldn't do it. It's too soon. I wouldn't do it. He's not a doctor, but he is our commander-in-chief, and you got to respect him as such. When he tells you, I wouldn't open up tattoo parlors and hair salons, it's for a freaking reason. But you know what? I'm glad that Kemp is doing this. It's going to cost thousands of lives, millions sick, but I hope people see it for what it is. You know, I'm recording this for prosperity. I want all future generations to be able to hear this. This is my prediction. What is it, April 24th? It's ridiculous. You're going to open back up tattoo parlors, hair salons, movie theaters. Who in God's green earth will go see a movie right now? Imagine you're sitting in the middle row of the movie theater and the people behind you is coughing on the back of your neck. It's the end of the movie for me. So, I mean, if that's something you want to do, you want to go see a movie, go see a movie. Enjoy life. I do feel like God knows when your end is coming, but I do feel like you can affect the quality of how you live. I think you're in charge of the quality of your life. But if you think going to a tattoo parlor, going to a movie theater, going to get your hair done, nails done, I do need my toes done. I'm going to wait on the Chinese lady from Wuhan to do my toenails right this second. So, thank you for watching my video. Hopefully you're going to like and subscribe. Mainly, I use my channel to sell cars. That's what I use my social media for. Not to flash my Draco, hold up money, show guns and cars. And usually I use my social media to make money, generate revenue. But there's so much going on in the world and people are oblivious. They don't understand a lot of things. So I am going to start recording things that should be obvious to the average person that people don't see. Keep thinking Donald Trump is a madman. Keep thinking he's a racist. Not a racist. He's an economist. He doesn't like poor people. He had apartment complexes, didn't rent to black people. Let me think. If I owned $1 billion hotel in downtown Manhattan, and the only thing that would bring down the value of this $1 billion hotel is to rent it out to people, a race of people that's known to bring down the property value. Why do you think when black people move in a neighborhood, white people move out the neighborhood? Do you think they're afraid? Oh, them black people are going to break into my house? No. They know black people move in, even if they're well-educated, well-behaved. Pookie, Ray Ray, and the rest of the nephews are coming over for a cookout. I guarantee it. So when black people move in, all of a sudden the property value drops. That's why you didn't rent to black people. That's why you wouldn't rent to black people. If you are black, and the only way you can destroy your generational wealth is to rent apartments out your building to black people, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. You can't say it. Not politically correct. I'm black. I can say what I want. But you wouldn't do it. And you know you wouldn't do it. If you had a house, you had $1 million house paid for that you want to rent out, are you going to rent it your $1 million house to the Bill Gates, the Jimmy Buffetts of the world, or would you rent it out to Meek Mills and Diddy? Now, everybody got money. But who would you rent your $1 million house out to? I mean, that answer's obvious if you want to be honest. You're not going to rent to Diddy and Meek Mills and Chris Brown. They're going to tear your shit up. All kind of shit. Condoms, toys, pistols. House going to be shot up. You know the routine. See, it's not necessarily the black people. It be the people around the black people. It be Pookie and Ray Ray and Black and Smoke and Choke. If you had a party right now with 100 black people, I want you to stand with it. I'm not going to do that. 100 black people. Out of 100, how many of them going to be from the hood? How many are going to be well-educated, well-behaved? How many are going to smoke? If you have a party with 100 black people, you got to have a smoking area. We got to smoke weed, cigarettes, powder. I know that's mainly white people. Black people catching up. So anyway, it's been going on for about 15 minutes. That's my rant. So that's all I got to say on this point. I'm going to start posting more obvious questions, go into more depth. Like what I got to say, like and subscribe. If you don't, I'm sorry. If you want to leave a comment below, I'm going to answer every comment. You want to call me? You want to debate? Let's debate. You want to drop me a comment, leave me a number, leave me a response, you feel free. I love to answer your comment, answer your video. Like and subscribe. I know I'm only stating the obvious. A lot of smart people are gonna be like, oh yeah, well that's obvious. Um, there's a big difference between black people, educated black people, and niggas. And guess what? Educated black people hate niggas. Or should I say niggers? Uneducated, stupid person. That's what I call a nigger. Uneducated, not necessarily a color. An uneducated, stupid person is a nigger. So we'll talk about more about that later. I'll talk to you later. Like and subscribe. Drop a number. Call you back. Sword sharpens swords. And love to hear your opinion.